The written exam for the UPSC NDA and exams are around the corner. They'll be conducted soon on 9th September of 2018. It's almost like 50 days to prepare for the exam. So today in this video, I'm going to share a few tips and tricks to prepare and crack the exam easily. Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to your guru. This video is my experience of writing the UPSC exams for 4 times and clearing each one of them. So I'm sure you will gain years of experience from me by watching this video till the end. Every year lakhs of students write the NDA written exam and only around thousands get selected. So the probability of getting selected is less than 1%. For now, let's dive into a few points which I feel can help you in the last few days of your preparation. The first point is select your area of expertise. If you look at the scores of candidates who got recommended in the NDA merit list, you get to see that even the toppers score only around half the marks in the written exam. If you look at the result of 2001 first NDA, the topper have scored around 500 marks. And if you look at the cutoff of the written exams of the past years, then they are always hovering around 300 marks. So in my opinion, you need not study all the topics to get selected in the written exam. Out of the 20 plus topics that are needed to be prepared for the maths exam, select 10 to 15 topics that you feel are easy for you and you need not break your head to prepare for them. So if you ask me which topics I had prepared elaborately, then my answer to this question would be quadratic equations, permutations and combinations, trigonometry, 2D and 3D geometry, probability, simple statistics, matrices and determinants, and differentiation. The reason I chose these topics was because I felt that some of them required more of mental work than mechanical work. Integral calculus was a nightmare to me as every time I used to prepare for it, but still one of the other question used to come in the exam which used to consume my time, and at the end I would have not solved the problem and would have wasted most of my time. The reason why I am telling you to do this is because in the final exam, nobody will be able to solve all the 120 questions of the maths. An average candidate may solve around 60 to 70 questions, and if you even solve 50 and even 50 are correct, then it's enough to qualify for the SSP. So I feel it's better to drop a few topics that you feel are very difficult and need most of your time so that you'll maximize your chances of scoring more in the final exam. When it comes to the second paper, if you are a science student, then the science part would be very easy since all the basics of 11th and 12th are needed. So if you are good with the basics of class 11th and 12th, then you will be easily able to score 40 plus correct answers. The scope of preparation for social science is very vast, but one thing that is game saver in this part is the civics part. It has got a predefined and limited syllabus. According to me, geography is a bit off the limits and few questions in history are always above my head. If you are an average English student, then it will easily fetch you 30 plus current answers. So totally with all this, you'll be able to make a 300 plus score. The second point is solving the previous year question papers. Since you still have more than a month with you, you must try to solve at least 10 previous year question papers. It will require around 4 hours for solving and correcting and understanding the maths paper and around 2 hours for the GAT paper. By solving the previous year paper, you will learn to manage time, especially for maths paper. Time management isn't needed for the GAT paper as even I have slept in the GAT exam for an hour after completing the full paper in the final exams. Every time few questions repeat in maths paper, exactly, and some reappear with different values. So if you would have solved that before, then you will be easily able to solve it and save your time. You'll also gain confidence that yes, I can solve this paper. The third point is make a formula book or be smart and Xerox your friend's formula book or purchase one. Sometimes the question in the maths paper are directly based on formula. Directly substitute values and you will get your answer. So you can revise the files in your free time or when you're traveling from a place to place or standing somewhere. This will surely help you. The fourth point is don't solve a question for more than 5 minutes from now onwards. It so happens that sometimes we get stuck in a question and we are very determined and we want to solve that question in any condition. We end up wasting hours together on that question and still don't get an answer. I have done this many times too. The best solution here would be to accept that you don't know the answer for that question and approach someone who knows how to solve the question and understand how to solve that question. This will save you a plenty of time and a lot of frustration. You can become a scientist after the exam and use all the time in the world to solve a single question, but not now. It's time to prepare for the exams. The fifth point is practice the reverse approach. In few questions, you can easily find an answer to the question if you substitute the options and check in the question. This will also save you a lot of time. Here, if you think that you will be able to do this directly in the final exam, then you are wrong. You will be too confused in the final exam that you will use both the traditional and reverse approach and end up without getting an answer and waste a lot of time. So by practicing, you will be easily able to identify in which questions you can use a substitution method and solve the question. The sixth point is get off social media. Most of the young generation, including me, have lost the track of what they're doing and what they're supposed to do because of the incessant use of social media and mobile phones. Phones were invented to be our tools, and now we have become their tools. You must give an excuse. You might give an excuse that you are using phones to prepare for the exams, but believe me, nothing is a better substitution for books. On internet, what we learn is superficial and our attention is fragmented, so we won't be able to learn better. Thus, it's my sincere request to you guys that if you are actually interested and determined to crack this exam, then forgo these gadgets for a month. Believe me, you will see wonderful results and thank me for this advice. The last and the final point is that I urge you to add any more points that you feel are important and I have left them out. So, hope these points are worth your precious time and I have delivered what I had promised. That's it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to your guru for more such videos and share this video if it's worth sharing with all the aspirants and your friends who want to clear the exam and don the stars on their shoulders. Till then, all the best. See you guys in the next one. Thank you.